Welcome to the Underground.
Turn me up, bitch!
My Little Underground with Peter A.
It's My Little Underground. I'm Peter A. Make sure you're listening anywhere you get podcasts, and you can follow me on socials at MLUpod. Don't forget to subscribe to the monthly My Little Underground email newsletter, and that's on peteraradio.com. Today on the show, we have, returning to the show after 2 years, Water From Your Eyes. That's right, Nate Amos and Rachel Brown return to talk up their brand new album, Structure, their reaction to the overwhelmingly positive reception to the more experimental album, and we talked about Nate and Rachel's solo projects, respectively, their strategic way of booking shows going forward, and so much more with the very creative and friendly and welcoming Water From Your Eyes returns to My Little Underground. The new album, Structure, is here. How have you guys been feeling with this album overall? You know what I mean? Is it one of those things where I just can't wait to get this album out, or it's, okay, I'm ready for the next thing already?
It's funny because it's been done for so long. There was like a whole period of time when we were like, can't wait to get this out, but it was like all like last year, and then we just kind of like were sitting on it for so long. Very relieved it's out. Yeah.
I feel like it was still like, let's get this out.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that feeling went away at any point.
Yeah. And you guys did a nice little sold out show at the Purgatory. I never heard of this.
Got
venue.
moved to the Broadway, actually.
Did it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Purgatory flooded.
What?
Or the first floor flooded. Yeah, that was the weekend with
the hurricane.
the second of the two hurricanes that had all my shows were like moved around by water for a month.
I got you. I didn't a similar situation happen with a My Idea show. Y'all was supposed to play some venue, okay, all right, cool.
Yeah, that just got straight canceled. We didn't move that because that was like because it was funny because there was a Saturday when all the shows still happened and it was raining really hard, but the My Idea show was supposed to be the next day and it got canceled preemptively, and then it just kind of drizzled all day.
Yeah.
Could have happened.
So this release show at the Broadway was sold out, and you guys were the headliner, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it ever got sold out though.
It didn't?
Yeah, it sold out 2 days.
Yeah, because I tried to buy tickets and it was sold out.
Yeah, but then there were but then because it got moved to the Broadway, the capacity for the show kind of like doubled, I think. So a lot of people who weren't able to get tickets in the last 2 days before the show were able to come after all to the Broadway.
Okay. And I got some tickets for your next Union Pool show, so I'm ready. I'll be there. I love the Union Pool, and I've never seen you two there. I've only seen you at a DIY house show on Long Island a few years back, but that was awesome. Yeah. So it'll be good to see you guys at a venue with a really good sound system. So
it always makes a big difference for this band with the backing track,
right? I mean, I caught Rachel, I don't know if you were there. I was at the My Idea show at Music Hall with Rap Boys, and I heard everything. I heard Nate's guitar playing, which was like, you know what I mean? Like, and I was talking to some people after the show, and they were like, yeah, Nate's a really good guitar player. I'm like, yeah, he is. You know what I mean? Anyway, so, well, with this new album, with Structure, y'all have been getting a lot of positive reactions to this, which is, at least from my side, it looks like, in the best way possible, it seems very overwhelming, no? Or am I just overthinking that?
I mean, I'm always overwhelmed.
Yeah. I think
life in general. So I mean, I wouldn't say that this definitely isn't negating any of that overwhelmed feeling. It's cool, but yeah, I feel like it's a lot to just like know people can like hear the things that you're doing and then attach their own opinions to them. I mean, I do it. I mean, I listen to music.
Yeah.
I have opinions, but But I mean, it's still cool. I'm having a good time. I'm chilling.
Yeah,
Life is
yeah.
crazy in so many other ways. I'm just trying to pay my bills. So, anyways, if anybody needs a PA, I've got references.
Let's go. Let's go. Nate, like, what are your thoughts on the overwhelming, at least from what I've seen, positive reactions to the Structure album?
It's definitely cool. It's
Yeah.
It's validating. I don't know. This was an album that
interesting.
from the time it was done, because this album was finished and mastered before the pandemic was even a thing. So a lot of the I really didn't know if people were gonna like it or not, to be entirely honest. I had no idea. I knew that I felt like it was really good, and I'm definitely like very proud of it. But and I thought that like people would like it, but I was definitely still like bracing myself for it just kind of getting panned because it's a weird album.
But Nate, you killed it.
Thanks, Rachel.
Yeah, you nailed it. What else?
So did you, Rachel. You had a hand in this too. You're part of this team.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
I'm here. I mean, yeah, I'm part of it, but also like Nate, like really, like let's be honest, like this album.
Stop! Don't sell yourself short. But
I knew people were gonna like it.
Yeah, like Nate, to your point, I was thinking that exactly, like the weirdness of this album. Or Rachel, maybe you can attest to this too. It's strange. I think maybe you guys can tell me different. I think it's a lot more weirder than somebody else's song. I don't know about y'all.
Yeah,
definitely. Well, it's just way more. It's way more aggressive and unnerving, and even the songs that serve the function of the pretty songs are like more twisted in a way. Because I guess the pretty songs are When You're Around and Monday is like kind of like horrifying in a lot of ways.
The song is spooky as hell.
Yeah, and When You're Around is kind of like it's like pretty on the surface, but then it's like kind of like weird on the inside if you dig into it. So it kind of like in the same way that it's kind of a misleading introduction to the album, it's kind of a misleading introduction to itself. Because at first you're like, oh, this is nice, and then you pay more attention and you're like, oh, this is fucking weird.
Yeah, like at least for me when I'm listening to it, I thought it was a lot more experimental than the previous album, and I'm like, I don't know if maybe people would dig this since it's that experimental. But man, was I proudly proven wrong. Like people really dig this album, and with structure, right? The idea of structure. This album has no structure in the best way possible. Like you said, it's very misleading. It's very misleading. You start here and then you go way left, and then you come back to center, and then you go out again. You know what I mean? Like I know this is probably not. It's probably not planned, right? Like you just kind of I'm just gonna make what I feel now, right?
Yeah, I mean Yeah, it definitely wasn't planned to come out that way, but it wasn't like we just put it together and all of a sudden it was this thing that was balanced the way it was. There were kind of like various moments of like being like, okay, well, like it's kind of turning into this kind of thing. So let's chase it in that direction structurally.
Yeah.
But there were it was made over a pretty long period of time, and I think that kind of like allowed it to turn into its own thing, because it started off more focused. Like My Loves, the first version of Quotations, and track 5 all kind of like came out of the same period of time. Actually, I guess When You're Around it too. I guess those are like the 3 main songs on the album. Monday kind of like happened like 6 months later than the other things, and then the second version of Quotations was like almost like not an afterthought, but it was like the last piece. It was purposefully supposed to be complimentary, but the only songs that were made with that kind of like the 2 matching halves, like the structural concept in mind, were the second version of Quotations and the 2 spoken word pieces. The rest of the cuts were kind of made largely like independently of that concept.
Right. And, over the last few years, since I first seen you guys again, at the DIY house show out in Long Island, and now you're getting a lot more attention with these last few projects. Are you guys still booking your shows or taking shows from a DIY mentality, or are you at a place or starting to get to a place where you're starting to think more strategically from a music business standpoint, like, oh, maybe we should play this show instead of that show because we're gonna, you know what I mean? Like, are you guys thinking about this at all?
Yeah, we're making that transition right now because we just kind of got, I think I can speak for both of us. We say like, we were booking our own shows and there were just a lot of shows that were just kind of like, why are we playing this show? And then we were just never making any money. So yeah, we formalized our business approach.
We were really bad at answering emails. I mean,
That's
we're
true.
still pretty bad at answering emails. So I feel like it just really makes more sense for everybody, business and just people in general, that we don't book our own shows, because it's going to take us at least like 3 days to reply, and then it's like you forget, and it's like, anyway, so you can people can contact Max at Anniversary Group now. Shout out to Max. I love that guy.
Oh, Lily's connected with them too now, just recently, I saw. Right?
Yeah, Lily just started working with him, and actually I guess, I don't know, I guess we're kind of on the record here. I can't really say off the record. He's probably working with my idea too.
Okay, cool.
Oh, it makes everything way less confusing for everybody.
Also, wait, hold on. I would love to play in somebody's basement just for fun. Like, I feel like, I mean, if it's like our friends.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're still open to like those things, but it's like we're not like
we're trying to play less shows too.
Less shows, better shows, or not better shows, but just more formal shows. And then if there's like a DIY show that we really want to play,
I guess not more. I feel like, I got money. Money is definitely involved because it's our lives and we live in capitalism.
And if we can make money playing shows, we would definitely rather do that than not.
I'll be honest. I would definitely rather make money for the for the work, because performing is like, it's not like a, I mean, it could be your full-time job, I guess, if you were really lucky. Or not lucky, I guess it depends on the person. Sure.
And you guys don't make the most accessible music out there, so any kind of really good show you can get, I'm glad that you guys are taking it. And I guess the sky's the limit, because you guys are working with a blank canvas and people are liking what you're painting, and that's all that matters. Before Structure last year, you guys released a series of projects on Bandcamp that were totally ridiculously esoteric. And you know what I'm talking about. Was it 33, 44, and 14? Now, were these made during the Structure, sessions, or were they just kind of just impromptu experimentations?
Afterwards. So 3344 was actually made that started like the day after the official like shutdown of the pandemic, and then it was on Bandcamp 6.5 days later. So 3344 went from completely not existing to already being on the internet in like a 7-day period in like mid-March of last year. And then 14 was kind of like a something slightly more accessible to kind of contextualize 3344, because there are a lot of really beautiful things about that album that like you would kind of like could very easily miss. I feel like 14 is kind of like a key to unlock 3344 a little bit, but it's also way different because there's no vocal melodies are minimal and it's mostly like spoken word. And 3344 is like particularly cool to me because it's the most like direct kind of like collaboration we've done, because that one really just like I made the instrumentals and Rachel recorded and wrote vocals, and then that was like it. Whereas usually that process is not so like cut and dry with a lot of the other stuff.
Yeah, that was really nuts. Nate was like, "Hey, like I just made these things. You should you should listen to them and then record vocals for them."
So for like with a structure type of album, it's more of like both of you guys have a hand in a production pot, and both of you have your hands in the melody vocal part. Is that right? No?
In structure, Nate did the melodies and the music thing. Yeah, I sang and like helped write the lyrics. And
it was kind of a cool process because a lot of structure were things that I'd kind of like dwelled on for a very long time, and then once they were ready, once they were kind of, I guess that's one thing to note about structure is like the instrumentals were done before any of the vocals were recorded. And there were kind of like loose structures for the recording, but it was kind of a cool, almost like clashing production styles, because like the music was something that I like dwelled on for a long time. And then when we would get together to do lyrics and vocals, we would generally work like really quickly. It would be like we'd hang out for a couple hours and like do one of the songs from top to bottom at that point. And that's like track 5, the first version of Quotations and My Loves were done that way. When You're Around and Monday were slightly different because those were both originally like written with other purposes. So by the time I brought those to the table, I'd like written lyrics and stuff for them. So it was kind of a cool, like weird way to mix it up and make the whole thing a little, because to me, the lyrics and vocals, the fact that they're like a little more stream of conscious than the music, like the music is all like kind of like hyper intentional, even though it just came out of like nonsense. Whereas the vocals and the lyrics are more like a more like immediate reaction to the music, I guess.
I got a question for both of y'all individually. Now I'm going to start with Nate because you have you have your own solo work with this is Lorelli, and then you have My Idea, and then of course Water From Your Eyes, and you're producing Lily K's new album. So do you ever see yourself lending your production services to other artists?
Oh yeah, well I mean that was primarily what I did for like years. When I lived in Chicago before I moved to New York, my focus was on producing music for other people, and recording. So now it's more kind of like picking and choosing situations like that. Whereas like, a few years ago, I was kind of in a system where I was just like always producing multiple projects. And now I still am, but they're just like different bands that I'm in or projects that I'm in. Whereas
he like is different. They're very different.
Yeah, exactly. But I haven't really been in the zone where I'm like trying to produce things for a bunch of different people. Usually if I like with Lily's thing, it was very, that wasn't one of multiple productions I had going on for people who weren't me. Granted, it was like made like, simultaneously with other projects that I was involved in. But yeah, so I guess it's something that I'm open to and I like to do it. And it used to be a focus of mine, but it's not as much anymore.
It's just whenever, yeah.
I have a question for you.
What's up, Rachel?
Can you produce the next Thanks For Coming record though?
Yeah, you got it. Of course.
All right.
And to that end, Rachel, to that end, tell me about some of your other non-Water From Your Eyes projects. I don't know if I ever asked you that.
I mean, it's just like the music I make. Well, that's like the thing, like with Water From Your Eyes, is like I feel like not that I'm like an instrument, but like I'm definitely like I have my role in Water from Your Eyes, and it's certainly not the songwriting. But with Thanks for Coming, like I don't like nobody else has a say. Like the songs exist before they get into anybody else's hands. I'm not gonna like sometimes I'll change like a little bit, but for the most part they're just like it's what I said to the tune that I did it in, and I don't remember how to play most of them. It's fine, but yeah, I feel like it's like but I'm also like I wouldn't consider myself like a musician. Like I'm like I
How'd you say
don't
that?
I mean like I make music, don't get me wrong. Like I'm a songwriter for sure. But like I mean like recently I've been like working on like producing my own songs obviously, but like because I don't know how to do that, so I'm like playing the bass. I mean everything is so out of time, I'll be honest. I was like listening to one of them the other day and I was like, man, everything is like that YouTube video where everything is just like half a beat off. But like that's like I'm not like I know like I'm not like a production person. I'm not even like a trained musician. Like I've absolutely no idea what the scales are. Like somebody taught me how to play guitar once and I was like a poor student, to be honest. I was like bad at like practicing.
Would you ever get like a like a RZA and Raekwon setup where it's like Raekwon's part of Wu-Tang, but he's doing a solo album with RZA, two members of Wu-Tang producing a completely different project. So
That's
would you
what
ever
Thanks
recruit Nate
for-
to yeah?
I mean, that's what Thanks for Coming really is. Like, besides
Cool.
this last album and all of like the solo stuff I do, but even then, Nate is the one who masters it. But yeah, Nate produces all the Thanks for Coming things, except the one that's coming out like next week. That was because it was like a
Group of producers.
Yeah, it was like all different producers, which is really interesting because Nate's been the producer for all of them.
I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah.
Bandcamp Day has been a thing the past year, and I've been all up on Bandcamp, buying a whole bunch of stuff. So has that helped y'all as an artist with your own projects and even Water from Your Eyes?
You mean like financially?
Sure.
Or not really.
No, really?
I don't know. I'm broke as fuck, man. I'll be honest.
People buy things.
Like-
I wouldn't say. I wouldn't like when it happens. I feel like usually I'm working, so it's like yeah, I don't know. Like I feel like Bandcamp Friday. Like I think it's a great idea, and I'm sure that people have bought things on Bandcamp Friday, and I'm so happy that they do it. But I guess
know I have from y'all.
Oh, thank you so
Yeah.
much. But yeah, I guess I just don't think about it to be on. I don't know. To like, I feel. I mean, at this point, like since structures have like been out and like, I just work a lot. Like I'm busy. Like I don't know. Like music is like it'd be cool if music was like I guess my job, and if I was like, man, Bandcamp Friday is really paying for my.
Yeah, that deep Bandcamp scene is hard to like crack into. Like if you're making like a living off of Bandcamp, that means you're making like microtonal black metal or something, and there are like 500 people who like all like pay like $100 for every album you make.
Wow.
Yeah, I feel like what would we'd just keep up to releasing music, yeah?
Yeah.
Or like
It's like a-
but then you'd have to like design merch and then it's like all more work.
Yeah.
I mean I'm happy Bandcamp Friday exists. Shout out to everybody who participates.
I mean, it's like, honestly, it's just like a good excuse to like explore music going on in your scene too.
Yep.
That's true.
Like, I think that's the coolest thing about it. I mean, it's definitely nice to get like a little sales boost, but it's like cool to have a day when everyone's just like, okay, I'm gonna try and find something that I like and support it.
I feel like I'm outing myself now as somebody who I guess I don't participate. I don't listen to music on Bandcamp Friday.
Oh, I mean, I don't really either. I'm talking about this from like a theoretical standpoint. I'd never know that it's Bandcamp Friday until like next day anyway.
Yeah, but that's good. That's actually a good thing because we want to normalize the use of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, why not just keep it going?
That's all. Yeah, every day is
It's
Bandcamp day.
always-
You know what I mean?
That's whoa. I could
Every-
be going on Bandcamp every day.
Yeah, it's just think of it as Groundhog Day. You know what I mean? Just every day buy. No, it's not obviously not financially viable. You know, every day just buying something off Bandcamp. But it's just, to me, it's just, I see it as one way, just another avenue to find music and support artists. That's all.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, it's a great way to put. Yeah, I was rambling. You said it.
The brand new album is Structure. It's out everywhere. Thank you all for coming on once again. Your open invitation to y'all. Please plug away. Tell people to buy or stream it wherever, social media, other projects, whatever. It's your time. Plug away.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah, and thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us. We're on the internet.
Yeah, we're on the internet.
We're there. I feel like I don't know. I just honestly now I'm just thinking about all the things I could be doing on the internet that I don't every day. Like I could be on Bandcamp, I could be on Wikipedia. Like what am I doing with my life?
Wikipedia Thursdays.
Yeah.
Just walk into any bar and then Water from Your Eyes would just be there. They may or may not be there, right?
Probably not.
Yeah.
I feel like actually I don't spend that much time in bars.
Yeah.
I don't drink anymore, so yeah, probably not bars.
All right, cafe, coffee shop. You walk into your local coffee shop.
Honestly,
Water from Your Eyes might be there.
The only place you're gonna find us is in Nate's room.
You have to come to my crib if you want to find us.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's
got
where
you.
I see Nate.
Yeah, you're still keeping that DIY mentality then. Then we all have to go to Nate's apartment and to see Water from Your Eyes.
Yeah, DIY or die.
Yeah.
Come on. We all remember 2015.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I guess we died is what that means.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you guys so much. You guys are always fun to talk to.
Yo, you
Likewise.
too. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too, guys. Peace out.